Hey everybody, time for another thing a week. This week, we're going through more stuff about your shoulders, range of motion specifically. Years ago, and I've heard this come from other archery coaches a good bit, where they're talking about what to do with your shoulders or your shoulder blades. And years ago, in an archery seminar I was doing at Lancaster Archery Supply, a girl named Danielle Woody said to me, my coach told me to use my shoulder blades like I'm holding a tennis ball, like my shoulder blades are chicken wings, and I'm gonna hold the tennis ball in between my shoulder blades like this. And I told her, I says, well, that's possibly right, or partially right. And I told her, every time I see her out now, this is for you, Danielle, chicken wing tennis ball. But instead of just chicken wing tennis ball, so let's experiment with this right quick. Okay, folks at home, pinch your shoulder blades together, hold your arms up like this, and pinch your shoulder blades together on your back like you're trying to hold a tennis ball in between your shoulder blades. And then move your elbows backwards. You'll find that you don't have any range of motion there and you can't move your elbows backwards. So now let's pinch those shoulder blades together first and then relax your shoulder tops and release those shoulder blades and then move your elbows. And you see how that gives you a lot more range of motion. So let's look at it this way. If you go half chicken wing tennis ball and then this half is reach for the money, right? And reach for the money extends, or that shoulder blade extends forward, so you have full extension of the front half, while this half, the shoulder blade, ends up flat against your back. Ultimately, what ends up happening, if your two shoulder blades are pinched together, that limits range of motion, so you can't make dynamic back tension, you can't keep pressure on the bow, you'll just be releasing pressure as you aim. But if one shoulder blade goes toward the spine and the other one extends slightly away, actively pushing against the bow, so you have kind of a opening effect like this, you'll have plenty of range of motion and there's plenty of room to create the steady, quiet pressure that you need while you're at full draw. So instead of chicken wing tennis ball, we're just going to do one side, shoulder blade flat to your back and really strong, and then this side will reach. If you reach too far, like people tend to over-exaggerate some things, so I'm going to give you your limits. If you take your hand, just kind of put your wrist up kind of like you're in a bow, and then reach out as far as you can. You might feel a little pressure or a stretch across the top, maybe underneath over here. That's a bit too far, so just back that off just a little bit to the point where it's comfortable, and that's where you're going to be, and you'll keep that strong. You can put your arm or your hand against a wall, like the corner of a wall, and kind of do a standing plank against it to kind of experiment with how much extension that you're using. You can do that to develop strength. You want to keep your elbow slightly unlocked, not bent, but just unlocked, so you can use your bis and tris to hold steady, right? So when you put that against the corner of the wall, you can experiment with keeping a strong bow arm and not leaking pressure while keeping the elbow unlocked. So that is how you give yourself plenty of range of motion in your shoulders and get good, steady, quiet pressure on your bow for good aim and proper execution of the release. So I'll see you next week on Thing a Week.